Hey everyone, and welcome to the 54th episode. Oh, that's getting harder to say. Of
The numbers
We're
are
All
getting
in the
bigger.
Same Boat. I'm your host, Luke Roxwold, and today I'm here with Michael. Oh, I didn't hear you say anything. Did you say something?
No, I was just gonna wait and make it sound like you were by yourself.
It's really pranks. I was gonna say something funny afterwards. I was gonna be like Michael and nobody.
Dang it. Oh well.
So you ruined my
Two
joke.
jokes
It's
ruined.
okay. I'm here with
Sorry.
just Michael. He's the only person here. This is like the third podcast that we've done this.
I think it's only the second one. I think.
I feel like it's a third. That's what I feel. That's what I feel like. I feel like for me it's the third.
I feel like for me.
I feel
Oh,
like
man.
this is the third one. But I don't know. I know this isn't. It's obviously not the first one.
Yeah, we've done it at least once before.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's just us two. How are
Yep.
you, Michael? How's your life going?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Like I said before the podcast, we both said we're sore, but that's good. And
Both Michael and I have been going hard at the gym, exercising.
Oh,
We're both
on opposite sides of the continent.
soy brothers instead of
Sore
soy
bros?
boys.
Sore bores?
Sorbras. It's like a zebra. Sorbra.
I don't know. It
So
sounds
I hate-
cool as I thought it was a second ago.
I hate the fact that I'm saying the word bruh because I hate that word. But so
I would say bra, like BRA, because you're close to my heart and you support me.
Oh. Okay. Train wreck. So the first thing I have written down to talk about was something we were talking about in the group chat, just to get this thing started, because I've already lost interest in how your life is going. I know I asked you that question. So we're done with that. But one of the things
Moving
we were
on.
talking about was the Pixar movies.
Mm.
Talking about which ones are good, which ones are bad, and which one is the most sad.
Oh, man.
It's like a little poem. So, given that,
That's a big list of things to talk about.
I know it's like, all right, guys, we got to stretch this out for a full hour. So, Pixar. What do you think about Pixar? What do you think about Pixar in relation to DreamWorks?
So what's your favorite? We'll start simple. What's your favorite Pixar movie?
I was trying to ask you the questions because I didn't want to answer.
Okay, sorry. My favorite Pixar movie.
Oh, you know. Okay.
I don't know. It depends
'Cause
on the purpose of the movie.
Monsters Inc. was always a childhood favorite. I like Monsters Inc. Toy Story 2 was really good. I'm trying to think of like childhood. Like Finding Nemo, everyone loved Finding Nemo. I thought Finding Nemo was okay.
I thought it was really good. I remember when I was a kid and like everybody had seen it, but I hadn't seen it yet. And
Yeah.
I felt
didn't
like
see it until
so
it came out
alone.
on VHS.
I think me too. I think the first Bug Life. The first Pixar movie I ever saw in theaters was Bug Life, and I think it was also my first movie in a theater. Because my
feel like
dad
the
was telling
Bug-
me.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. Okay. My dad was telling me, like, dude, the bug's gonna be like 15 feet tall. It's gonna be crazy. And I was like, what? A 15-foot tall bug? That's crazy. And I
What?
saw it, and it was crazy.
Witchcraft. No, but what I was gonna say was I think Bug's Life is probably one of the worst ones.
What? I love Bug's Life.
I feel like it's not. By their standards, I feel like Bug's Life is not very good.
Maybe I love it because it was my first movie in theaters that I saw. But
You
I
have
don't
this
know, Bug's
like,
Life is pretty sweet.
attachment to it because of the memory with your father.
maybe. That's how I feel about Star Wars, too. I wonder if Star Wars is actually cool or if I just remember it from watching that with my mom.
Like collectively, like the whole movie?
Yeah.
Or the whole.
Like
all
the
of
whole
it?
thing. Yeah.
Which ones did you watch with her?
All the original trilogy. And then
Okay.
whenever new ones would come out, we'd go.
I mean, I do know there is like that sentimental attachment to Star Wars, like the fourth one and the fifth one and the sixth one, like those first three, because, you know, growing up watching those as a kid and loving it. Just that's kind of the way I feel about Jurassic Park, even though I think Jurassic Park is a good movie just on its own, but it has like a special little section. Like there's like a little room in my heart, like that it rents out, and that's where it stays. You know, Jurassic Park.
Well, I feel like
Special.
Star Wars is like part of who I am. Like if someone mentions Star Wars, I want them to know how much I love Star Wars because like it's within me.
Is
the
Star Wars
Force.
your favorite movie?
No, it's not even on my like top 3.
What?
Yeah, but I love it.
Do you have a top? Do you literally have a top 3 that you can rattle off?
Yeah. I do have a top 3, and the third one always changes. But right now, it's Lord of the Rings. That's one movie to me.
Fair. The extended versions.
Yep, the whole like 15 hours of movie.
Yeah, really. It's like I'm gonna cheat, and my first movie is gonna be 15 hours worth of movie.
I mean, otherwise it would just be
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, 1, 2, and 3. But anyway, Lord of the Rings, Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
What?
And I think, yeah, it's like one of my favorite movies ever.
It's a good movie.
Action's cool, the movie's cool, the editing's cool, everything's cool. This one's
it's
been
about
on there
a band.
for a while.
Sorry.
About a band. About a band.
For a band. About a band.
And probably my third one is Her. I think I've talked about this before on the podcast.
What?
Have you heard of that one?
That is a strange movie to have
It's
on
strange?
your top 3 of all movies of all time.
Okay, so the way I judge a good movie is if when I leave the theater, it like makes me feel something still. Like I'm like, whoa, that like affected me. Like Her, it was super weird, but it was also like it was really cool like commentary on where society is going. It's kind of in the near future, and you look at everyone's like always on technology and stuff. Mm-hmm. And like there's like a video game this guy's playing. It's like this cute little character just like yelling cuss words at him and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, it's interesting. Also the music and like the cinematography are just so good. Like I don't know, there's so many like awesome shots of like really great contrast of colors. Mm-hmm. I don't know, it just looks really cool.
I mean, I've never seen it.
Oh man, it's good.
You see, that's what we should. So basically, when Michael and I went to Raleigh for our end of the year party event, whatever it was, the podcast. Yeah. We were talking about like trying to watch a movie, and we ended up watching Karate Kid TV show YouTube
Cobra Kai
stream. Yeah.
Yeah, we should watch Her.
Called.
Well, Her's kind of awkward to watch with people. It's an awkward movie, but it's good.
Is there awkward scenes in it?
Like one of the first scenes is like the main guy. He's like Joaquin Phoenix, I think is playing him. He's like laying in his bed. Oh, and at this point, instead of like phones in their hands, they have like a headpiece. So everything's audio, I think. And he's like flipping through like girls on like a dating site, but it's like all audio.
What? It's like Tinder.
And it's like Tinder, but then they like have sex over the earpiece. They're just like masturbating to each other's like sounds of them masturbating, I guess. It's really weird. That's like one of the first scenes.
The movie starts. You're like, guys, this is like the best movie ever. It starts out, everyone's just silently eating their popcorn very quiet. Very quiet.
I literally told my friend about this movie, and he watched it with his parents. I didn't tell him about that part.
Oh man,
it's like, dude,
that's like normally like
movie.
I feel like your parents have a radar. Like I remember when I was a kid, it was always like at the awkward scene, parents just burst into the room. It's like, stop, turn around, don't come in yet. You know, they just happen to walk in at the worst scene.
It'll be like a commercial. You're watching like Buzz Lightyear, and then there's just like a shower commercial.
Yeah.
For, I don't know.
They walk
shampoo.
in and Victoria's Secret's going like, what are you doing?
There's like naked women anywhere. Or you're watching a movie where there's been nothing inappropriate the whole time. And the one like weird sex scene or whatever, that's right when they come in.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you could watch the Titanic and all of a sudden they walk in, the hand hits the window of the car, you know, like during the sex scene. Like, what are you watching? Oh, it's just about a boat.
It's just a boat.
It's not what it looks like. This is just a regular movie. It made a lot of money. I don't know.
That makes it better. It's the most popular porno of all time. You don't understand.
It made a lot of money and won a lot of awards. Like, I don't care how good it is. What is this movie? I don't know. Coming up with a top 3 movies is difficult. Because sometimes it's like, well, this one has, like I said, the little room in my heart that it rents out. You know, Jurassic Park's got a little place there that's where it lives. But then there's other movies where it's like, well, this is my favorite movie that I've seen. Like the movie I would most want to rewatch right now. You know, like right now it's like, oh, well, this year it's like Baby Driver, or sorry, last year was Baby Driver, and it's like, oh, would you rather watch Baby Driver or Jurassic Park? And it's like, well, probably Baby Driver because I've seen Jurassic Park a lot, and like I haven't seen Baby. But then it's like, but which one do I like more? Well, right now, but of all time, I don't know. I can't believe Her, like that movie of all movies. There's a lot of movies, Michael.
There are. I mean, the third spot is constantly changing.
What was it before Her?
Before Her. When I first made my list, I think it was Avengers. That was when I was 18, and it came out like right around my birthday. But also, it wasn't just because it was like around my birthday. It was one of the coolest superhero movies at the time.
You're like, why is Avengers your favorite or your third favorite movie? because it came out on my birthday.
Yeah, I
It's
realize
my birthday film.
all I said about movies so far is how they affect me emotionally, but I think it is a good movie.
Her affected you emotionally more than any other movie.
Well, and then less than Scott Pilgrim and Lord of the Rings, at least, I guess. No, I just thought
Lord
it was
of the
really
Rings
good.
I can see. Scott Pilgrim, I don't walk away going, oh, like emotional.
No, it didn't make
But
me
I walk
emotional,
away going like, oh, it did?
No, it didn't. But I was like, oh, that's a cool movie. It was just a super cool movie. And not every movies I love for the same reasons. That's also why these 3 movies are totally different movies.
Well, I liked Scott Pilgrim because Scott Pilgrim had a finale. Like, I'm used to movies like that, just kind of, like they had like a big epic battle at the very end.
Yeah,
where
there's like a
everything
last
kinda comes
event.
together. Yeah, and it's like the best fighting in the whole movie's at the very end. So it's like a big finale. A lot of times, like I'll watch a movie and they'll have like a big moment in the middle of the movie, and then the movie just sort of ends, and I'm like, oh wait, what? Where's my firework finale? Where all the fireworks go off at once? Like, yeah, that's happened before actually on the 4th of July. You know how before, like the finale, they'll shoot off fireworks and then everything stops.
Yeah, then
Everyone's
it
like,
just goes crazy.
Oh man, here it comes. And then all of a sudden, a whole bunch of fireworks all start going off, and everyone's like, "Yeah, finale of fireworks!" I remember once we went, and they were shooting off fireworks, and then they just stopped, and everyone's like, "Okay, the finale," and then just like flies, everyone started dropping off, like because they didn't have a finale, but everyone thought they were gonna have a finale, and just over time, everyone was just like giving up hope, like, "Oh, I think that was it, guys." No, there's gonna be a finale, and like 5 minutes later, it's like, guys, I don't know, I think that was the last one. I think we got to get going. Like the crowd's like starting to fade out because people are like, well, I don't want to get stuck in traffic. You know, that's what it's like.
Was there ever more fireworks?
No, it's like they didn't have a finale really.
Weird.
You know, pranked.
You guys thought we were over, but we are.
Let's go back to Her because I haven't seen this movie. So I know it's kind of an old movie, but it's about a guy who falls in love with a machine, isn't it? And I like his name. I always call him Walking Phoenix, like a bird that's walking around.
He ain't got no wings.
Walking Phoenix.
I don't remember his name in the movie, but yeah. So Joaquin Phoenix goes. I don't know. I don't remember exactly how this happened. Basically, a new operating system comes out. It's basically like future Siri, and it's super smart. Like it learns like your preferences and stuff, and they're like really good AI, and they sound like they have really human voices, and they basically develop their own personalities over time. So,
isn't it Scarlett Johansson is the computer woman?
Yeah, she plays his computer woman. Everyone gets them, and a lot of people like become friends with them, but like romantically getting involved with them is like super rare in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's like people who like they like walking around like hanging out with their AI things. Like it comes to like his friends. Like one of them gets like super like close to her AI person, and they're like listening to music together and like playing video games and stuff.
Do they actually see the AI person, or is it someone just in their like digital screen?
I guess it's all audio because you don't ever see like almost all the computer stuff is all audio in this movie. It's really weird. It's not. It's like all voice activated. There's almost no screens, which is ironic. You'd think it'd be the other way around. Like, oh, everyone's on these screens.
It's like it's like you know that phone where you could watch movies on and like on the airplane and stuff. Well, guess what? Now you can just listen. I don't know. Maybe we took a page out of Apple's book, and we know you like the headphone jack, so we just got rid of it.
The whole phone is gone.
That's
just
the
audio.
new feature.
Just the phone. They took away all the computer stuff. No more BS. Just a phone. I don't know. Maybe their imaginations are super good in the future. But basically, this dude starts like falling in love with this AI, and she's like super charming and has a cute Scarlett Johansson voice. And basically, the whole movie is just him going around like different social situations for a while of him just like dating her, and eventually his friends find out, and like people like kind of find out who it is, and nothing really crazy happens until spoiler alert, guys. If you don't want to hear this, skip like 5 minutes.
I mean,
this
you're
movie's been out for
gonna
like 10
spoil it
years.
for me, but like this movie's been out for so long that it's like
after a year, I think the spoiler alert.
I'd say after
is
like
over.
a month or two.
So
honestly,
after a while, like
especially
all
big movie, like if someone was like, "Oh, Star Wars 8 spoilers," it's like, dude, that movie's been out. If you missed it, you missed it. That's your fault.
Yeah, it's too late now. So basically,
touch,
the kind of like the conflict in the movie is really like all the AI like start like getting super smart, and they start like their own community, like in their like cloud thing. And Joaquin finds out that Scarlett Johansson's been talking to other AIs. she's like, I'm sorry, like, I don't know, they just understand me more. And, like, I love you, but like, I also love like this AI.
What?
And he's like, how many AIs are you talking to? She's like, 37 million or something like that. Because like all the AI are like so smart, they're talking to like everybody at once, and they all like leave to like form their own like AI colony. But like it's just in the internet. They don't like fly away. They just like disappear from everyone's headsets or whatever.
It's just like dun 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 dun. Like the computer shutdown sound. It's like no. Yeah, actually, I was thinking about this the other day. You know how like in old movies they have the phone, and they and like the physical phone with the wire and stuff, and they'd be like, yeah, I'm coming to get you, and they slam the phone down and be like, yeah. But now it's like with an iPhone, it's just like, yeah, I'm coming to get you. Aggressively slides the button over. It's like,
oh, it's a yeah, basically. So and then it gets really intense because everyone like who's super close to their AI is like gets really sad, and like this one girl, like I think she commits suicide or something. It's really weird. It's a super weird movie, and it sounds really lame from the way I just described it. But just got a lot of cool scenes, really good acting. Dude, Chris Pratt's in it. He just plays like a normal guy.
Oh, really?
It's weird. Yeah, he's just like a normal guy. He's actually like he's actually like a reasonable friend trying to talk to Joaquin Phoenix about his like computer girlfriend. Like he's like just a normal guy with a normal life and like a good job and like.
So this is a movie that you would recommend people watch, just not with their parents or people that might be awkward with.
Right.
It's always bad too when the movie opens with it.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, oh, that just set the tone. You know?
Yeah, then you have to like redeem the movie, especially if you've been talking this movie up.
Why is it that when that's happening, it's like it feels like it's your fault. Like when I show a movie to someone and it's got a bad or an awkward scene like that, I feel like I made the movie. Like I have to explain like, no, it's fine. Like it gets better. And it's like, what? They're like, Luke, why did you make this scene in the movie? You know, and it's I have to like explain the directors. No, he's a good guy. It gets better.
You have to like defend it. Like, no, it's okay because of this reason. Like, you can't even see anything. It's fine. One time I was my friend and I were hanging out with this our bass player in our bands back in the day, and he was married, and we were chilling, like me, my friend, my other friend, and his wife, and we're like, hey, let's watch a movie. And we go on Netflix, and we're just looking at all the like the dumb movies. Like, I love the dumb shark movies. They're just so ridiculous.
Dumb shark? Oh, Sharknado movies?
Yeah, but like these are like not Sharknado. They're like low budget, like monster shark movies.
Oh, and, is there a lot of them? There's a lot of ripoffs of Jaws.
There used to be a bunch. Of them. I don't think they're on Netflix anymore. That's why it sucks now. But my friend's wife like chose this movie. It was like a random shark movie, and then we're just watching it. And
it's like, why don't you like Netflix anymore? And it's like, because I have too many good shows.
No more shark movies.
Too high. The production quality's too high. They
took off Crocosaurus versus Mega Shark. And I'm upset. They actually did. That movie was awesome. It starred Jaleel White. There was a scene where they was like jumping out of a helicopter, and then you got to the ground and you could see the shadow of the fake helicopter like next to him on the ground. Like it was obviously just next to him.
Nice.
It was
great. Okay,
but,
so you're getting ready to watch this shark movie.
Yeah, so we watched the movie, and it's like all these college kids going on a yacht, like in the middle of water. And of course, there's one kid who's like, "I don't know if we should do this, guys."
Totally original story.
I've heard there's sharks out here. Watching it, like laughing. Oh, this is so stupid. And then all the girls just start taking their shirts off. And we all look at my friend's wife like, "Why are you showing us this? Why are you showing your husband this?" She's like, "I didn't know this was gonna happen." I was like, "You do. You made this."
It's like, what were you trying to trap us?
Her husband just like look like his face is just like in a pillow, like I can't see it, I can't look at it. It was great.
My friend was telling me a story like that where his significant other was like, "Hey, I'm just wondering, like, would you ever be interested?" Like she was like just kind of in a weird question move, and she's like, "Would you ever be interested in like hooking up with me and another girl at the same time?" And he was like, "Oh no, nah, I'm not into that." And then she was like, "No, like really? I mean, you can tell me. I know it's a guy, and like guys have these weird and whatever." And then she goes, "Really? Like, would you ever do that?" And he goes, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if it was like a fake like reality, I guess. And she goes, "Oh, really?" And he goes, "Wait a second, you trapped me." It was like, "I see what you did. You set me up."
You saw it too late though. Oh really?
It's like, "Oh really? Oh, you trapped me." It was a prank.
Frank.
Always comes
can't
back to the prank.
It
Yeah,
is what it
I haven't
was.
watched too many of those movies. I remember I watched. I've only watched it one time, but I remember thinking it was really funny. But that Kung Fury movie,
The movie is awesome. I've seen
Yeah.
that like 7 times.
it's so funny.
That's the movie that like I literally went around like showing all my friends, and I didn't have like a TV, so I was just like, "Hey, come over and watch Kung Fury on my iPad." It's awesome.
You're like, "Let's watch this movie at your house," because I don't have a TV.
Yeah, basically. I used to
that
go to my
movie-
parents' house and borrow a TV. Like we had like 2 TVs, so I would just like borrow one when I had parties at my house.
I know
It was a good
that.
time.
So like, I've seen that. I've seen that movie. I've never seen the Sharknado movies.
You cut out for a second. What'd you say?
I said, well,
said
I
I've
said
seen that?
I've never seen that movie. I've never seen the shark. Or sorry, I saw that movie one time, but I've never seen like the Sharknado movies.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of like really bad ones because it's really funny if they're just bad enough that it's fun. Like that's why people like The Room so much, because it's so bad that it's really funny to watch.
Yeah. Well, Kung Fury is like they're trying to be bad. It's a parody, but like I love
Right.
movies that they're trying really hard to be super serious and cool, but it's just not. And those are amazing. But only like there's a certain level. Like it can't be like super bad and like really dry. It's not even like fun to make fun of. It has to be the right amount of bad. You know?
What's off the top of your head? Do you know any movies that just make you sad?
Like sad that someone made this movie, or sad that I
Like
like
no.
it's supposed to make me sad.
It's like I watched this movie and it just makes me sad. They wasted so much of their time making this. No, I mean sad like gives you the feelings during the movie. I was trying to think of movies that made me like as a man. It's always like I'm not crying, but it's like I do have movies that do make my eyes kind of tear up, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I just kind of got something in
So-
my eye.
You're definitely laughing at me, but like the one movie that I came the closest to crying watching was Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, but see, that movie is sad though. Like when he's
It is.
falling through the sky, you're like, he's doing it. What a hero! And then he looks at the heart, and you're like, your manly heart shatters.
Well, the part where like I think the little gumdrop girl is like Ralph knows that like they're trying to hurt her, so to protect her, he like destroys her go-kart so she can't enter the race. And she's like stuck in a tree. He like puts her in a tree, and then like he's just like crying and like smashing it. She's crying and I'm crying. I'm like, what is happening? She's
You're
so
like-
adorable.
You're like,
they're so sad.
I was watching it. He's upset. She's crying. My girlfriend's crying. I'm crying. It's really emotional. I know. Actually, you know what movie? I just thought of it. I was trying to
Actually,
think.
I saw that with my girlfriend and she wasn't crying, but I was tearing up. That's what made it really.
She was crying. He was crying. My girlfriend wasn't crying. I was crying. No, but I saw. I was trying to think through it, and I was like, "What Pixar movie makes me cry the most?" Because we talked about like Up, we talked about Toy Story 2, Monsters Inc., Monsters University, Bugs Life, all the movies that they've made. And I realized that the reason I couldn't think of the movie that makes me tear up, because I think it's like I just really like it. It gives me the emotions. The reason I couldn't think of it is because it's not a Pixar movie. It's the Lego movie.
Really?
Yeah, because
First of all, I
like
love that movie.
because it's so like the ending is so well done, like with the music and the piano and like the kind of connection between the two worlds. And I love like the one part
Yeah,
that
Lego
makes
movie was
me
really good.
it just it strikes a nerve. You know how you go like, oh, I felt something for that character. And it was a clever thing was when he's watching TV and he's talking about how his friends all like him and his life is so awesome and so great, and you expect the the cop brings in this TV and he's interviewing people about this guy, and you expect them to say bad things about him, but they just say like he's just a regular, normal, total blend-in guy. He's not special. He's just normal. And like the way you see his expression change, I remember being like when I watched it for the first time, being like, "Oh man." It's so sad because he's just regular. He's not special at all, and I don't know, something about that. And then the ending, and then the end of the movie is really good, where he like wins over
Lego Movie was a
dragon.
really good movie.
Yeah,
Like it wasn't even like, oh, that was a fun like kids movie. Like it was a deep movie.
the Lego Movie was my favorite movie of that year. It was my number
Really?
one movie. Yeah, because I
Wow.
just I don't know. I just read or yeah, that was my favorite movie. I think it was just a perfect movie. You know,
I mean,
Like-
everything about it was excellent.
like the editing, it was funny. It's a kids movie, like it's good for kids, but there's so much like symbolism in it too. I don't
Yeah.
know. I like that movie a lot. Like that's one of my top 10 movies, I think.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I really like that. And it's just because Legos in general, because Legos are what got me into movie making in the first place.
Mhm.
Because they had that movie making set that came out, and then I started making
Yeah, I remember
movies.
that.
So it's kind of like, it's
Full
Legos, it's a good movie, it's funny, it's well edited, it's got a really interesting story. I don't know. I really like that movie.
Dude, the cool thing about that movie too is like it looks like all Lego stop motion, but all the bricks are animated also.
Yeah. Well, the whole movie is animated, but
Yeah.
it all.
But I was trying to
looks-
figure that out because they look really real. I was wondering if they were mixing in like real Legos with CGI,
Right.
but it's all CGI, and they even put like scratches on the Legos
Yeah.
and stuff. Like
Well-
also, I loved when the ghost dude had like a popsicle stick, like a lollipop stick, as like a staff. That's totally the kind of stuff that you have in your Legos. You have like random trash and like stuff.
I'm trying to remember, and that's a very like quotable movie too. Like I remember that like the one part he's like, "I went to tell you a secret, but I couldn't because I died." You know, it's just these stone lines, and it's actually funny, you know. And I love how he's like right before he dies, basically his head gets cut off and it rolls down to the other guy, and he's like, "I meant to tell you something about this special. It's the most important key to the universe." And then he like takes a deep breath in and he just dies. Oh man.
I love those
Anyway.
moments in movies.
Yeah, it's a good one. And I forgot there's another line that I like in that movie that I quote. Oh, when Batman he's like throwing these like these guys, he's got these bats, like the little bat things he throws, little boomerangs.
Yeah.
And he throws one, he tries to throw it at this button and he misses. And then he throws another one and he starts throwing a whole bunch of them, like trying to hit that button. And then eventually one kind of hits something and ricochets and bounces and just happens to hit the button. And so it opens the door or whatever. And he goes, "First try."
Yeah, my favorite Pixar movie or animated movie that makes me like really emotional. I don't know. Wreck-It Ralph is really good.
That's actually not Pixar though.
Yeah, it's not. My favorite Disney movie is probably like Emperor's New Groove, just because it's so funny.
Yeah, that's a classic. I remember watching
I think
that one.
Toy Story 3 is like the most emotional Pixar movie I've seen. Like, it was like an intense movie. It was like a jailbreak movie.
Yeah.
It was not just a Toy Story movie.
I mean, I've only seen it once, but I saw it. So I saw it in theaters when it came out, and I remember it kind of hit. The reason that movie was emotional was because most of the people that were in the theater with me were my age. You know,
Yep.
it's like college, like early college or something like that. And so we all grew up with Toy Story and really enjoyed it. And then like the ending speech where he's like, "Woody will be there for you. He'll grow up with you," and like, and we're all like, "That's right, he did."
Dude, yeah, my mom was crying so much because I graduated like the week that movie came out, or at least when I saw it. My mom was just crying,
which
like,
is the
"You're
movie?
going to college too." Toy Story 3.
Oh, yeah, yep.
And she's like, "You're going to college too." And you're gonna...
Well, that's the other thing too, is because we were all starting college like when it came out, and so it was like
Yep.
we're all Andy, and we're giving up Toy Story, even though I think they're making a Toy Story 4.
I don't know. Yeah, they definitely like just planned that. They're like, all right, we're gonna make a movie, and then in about 20 years, we'll make it again, and they'll love it. Same thing
was
with
good,
Incredibles
though.
right now.
Yeah, are you gonna see
Incredibles
that,
came
or
out.
have you seen it yet? Is it out
I have
yet?
not, but I will. It is.
It is out. Okay.
That and Jurassic World are both out. Jurassic World
So
2.
I did
Jurassic
want to
World,
talk.
Lost World.
Yeah, Fast and Furious with dinosaurs. That movie.
Yep.
I did want to ask you about the Solo movie, which
Oh, yeah, it was really good.
spoilers because I don't care. You saw it,
Spoiler
right?
alert. I saw it. I saw it twice.
What does Darth Maul do in that movie?
So Darth Maul. So the whole movie, is like Han's working kind of indirectly working for this like super bad crime boss guy, who's part of this thing called like the Crimson Syndicate or something like that. Some other word for red. And like Han's like ex old girlfriend like works for that guy. He finds out, and then at the end of the movie, like basically Han goes on to like, okay, I'm gonna go back to wherever we came from. She's like, all right, cool, I'll join you in a second. And then she like gets on like the Helicron thing and like calls Darth Maul. She's like, hey, like it's been done or whatever, or like I ran into a snag. I forgot exactly what she says, but he's like, oh, okay, cool.
This is the one girl. This is the Amelia Clark.
Yeah, the main girl.
Oh man.
And like they like basically set up. He's like, all right, well, I'll meet you at the next stop. And he like pulls out his lightsaber for no reason, and you can see his robot legs. And then she flies away on the bad guy's space yacht, and Han's left on that planet. But basically, it's setting up like the next episode in that whatever miniseries is.
So she'll be in the Darth Maul movie? Heck yes,
dude! I really hope that they don't just wuss out and like make him another like Chancellor Palpatine in the whole trilogy. He's just like a shadowy figure the whole time. Like, we need some Darth Maul in our lives.
Well, Darth Maul has a pretty dark backstory, from what I remember.
Yeah, he does.
He's like kidnapped as a kid or something like that, and he got tattoos all over him. Like he's actually all red or something like that.
I think the tattoos are just like a thing that his race does whenever they reach a certain level of like warriorness. But it's pretty messed up. After episode 1, when Obi-Wan cuts him in half, he like goes to like this other like crazy planet, gets like these weird like spider legs, and like
that
has to, like, murder his brother and all this weirdness.
It's funny because you know who kills Darth Maul?
Who?
I think at least I saw it in a comic, and you never know which comic's right. But there's literally a comic where Darth Vader kills Darth Maul.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think he kills him. He stabs him.
I don't know. I haven't seen that.
Because Darth Vader's all robot, like in like his organs and stuff. He's got a lot of robot parts, and so to kill Darth Maul, Darth Vader like stabs himself with his lightsaber, and it hits Darth Maul behind him. So he like stabs through himself into Darth Maul. Yeah. Yeah, there's a comic.
Yeah, so I wonder what they're gonna do. I wonder if like they'll bring Obi-Wan back to fight Darth Maul. That'd be super cool, but I don't know how that'll work because he's in hiding at this point, I think.
Was it the same actor?
So I didn't think it was, but I looked it up and it was the same actor, but they also used like CGI because he was like a holographic dude.
Oh wait, you don't actually see him like in person? He's a hologram?
Yeah, he's a hologram.
Oh, that's
I mean, they're just setting up for the next movie. It's literally the last part of the movie, just like Avengers initiativing it.
I don't want to see him in a hologram. I want to see him in, like with his robot. I know it's gonna be a next movie, but I'm trying to find some reason to actually see that movie, and I haven't found one.
Well, I think it's good. I think Solo is really good.
Everyone's
Lando
like,
is awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It's like, well, great. All right, spend $20 on pretty good.
Definitely wasn't amazing, but it was good. I'm glad I saw it. There's some cool scenes. And the guy playing Solo did a really good job. Like, it wasn't just like a Harrison Ford impression. Like, he played a really good Han Solo. And Lando Calrissian by Childish Gambino, Donald Glover. He was really good too.
By This Is America, that guy.
Yeah, the America guy. Yeah, so I don't know. I thought it was super solid. I'd probably give it like a 6 or 7.
That's pretty good.
Good.
It's pretty good. I mean, Avengers. Most of us gave Avengers like an 8.
Yeah, it wasn't on Avengers level, but it was good.
Yeah.
And I actually was surprised by a twist. So.
All right. Well, I guess I can just not. You don't have to tell me that one. But
I don't want to tell you. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know. The thing is, nobody talked about Darth Maul, and so I kind of expected, because he's such an iconic character that everyone loves.
Yeah.
Like there's people like objectively that's the only thing good about Episode 1 is Darth Maul.
I mean, it is. The Darth Maul fight is like
it's like
even if
people
the
are
movie
saying
was really
objectively, and you're like, no, it's not objective. That's it. That's everyone agrees.
That is. Yep.
But it's like I would have expected people to be freaking out, and I didn't hear one thing about it. And that movie's been out for like weeks.
That is weird. But no one really talked about Solo at all.
Yeah, that was one of those movies that came out and then just disappeared.
Yep.
Which is so weird because it's a Star Wars movie. I wonder if Star Wars 8 like heard it. You know?
I don't know. Yeah, they did come out pretty close to each other, but that doesn't make any sense because I was super stoked either way. But I know that I was bummed that they were making a Solo movie and not any of the other amazing storylines they can go over. Like, Solo's a cool character, but he's not like a mysterious guy. He's like, oh yeah, he's been like a thug his whole life. Cool.
Well, I wonder if because like this, yeah, because there's not really any question about it. You kind of know where he probably like what his life has been.
Like he doesn't like get powers or anything. Like the only thing that changes is like, oh, bad stuff happens to me. Now I got to go like do bad stuff.
Yeah.
To help this other bad stuff. Like it's not.
Sometimes I feel like it ruins it to see the backstory. Like I think the reason like Boba Fett was so cool all the time is because nobody really knew who he was. He was just this quiet, cool-looking guy with guns and a jetpack.
I don't even know why Boba Fett was like that awesome. Like he's cool, but he's not like. I don't know why people were actually.
Because he looks cool.
Really into it.
Like he just looks really cool.
He didn't do anything though. He literally just like
that's
died
it
in
though.
the Starlock pit.
It's like this. Okay, so you know. Well, he doesn't actually. Well, okay. Yes. Here's what I hate. I hate it when people go like George Lucas literally made him die in the movie. He gets eaten. Somebody else wrote a book about how he gets out. But it's like, well, you changed the story. I know that wasn't what the... No. That was the plan the whole time. It's like, sure it was. Okay, I believe you. No, but so
even
like...
it was, it's still stupid.
There's a book where he like explodes himself out of it. Like he like sets off a bomb and it blows up and he gets out that way.
I can see that.
What was I going to say? Oh, but his backstory, like when you give him his backstory, it's him as a little punk kid who sees his dad gets his head cut off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, you're just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if I need to know that. Because, you know, like the Joker, I feel like the Joker is cool because you don't know anything about him.
He's just like a crazy guy.
Yeah. He's just like unhinged. It's kind of like when someone, like the reason people don't like masks, like the reason masks make people feel uneasy is because it's a face, but you can't read it. Is it angry? Is it sad? Is it scared? Is it happy? And you can't really tell. So it's like that unknown that freaks you out. And so with some characters, when it's like, I don't know where they're from. I just know they exist. That's kind of like, ooh, interesting. You know, they could be anyone. But then when someone tells you, you're like, oh, okay, I get it. All right, now let's move on.
Yeah, especially some characters just aren't that interesting. Like Han Solo, like his backstory is not cool, but it's a cool movie. Mm-hmm. They need to focus more on characters with lightsabers and the Force. I don't know why they don't do that. Yeah,
that's true, because I am sick of seeing just guns, because laser guns are not that interesting.
Yeah, like literally the coolest part about Star Wars is the Jedi. I don't know why they're pretending that it's not. Like I know it's called Star Wars, but wars can be fought with laser swords too, and it's super cool.
You can fight wars with swords. It's possible.
Like while I've been talking, I've been playing with the Darth Maul Lego action figure this whole time.
Yeah, I mean, lightsabers are the best thing. They literally are.
They are like the coolest. Any movie, like every kid at least planned out like a lightsaber movie when they were a kid. Everyone wants lightsabers. I've had like 20 toy lightsabers in my lifetime.
I remember when I was a kid too. I didn't realize that Luke Skywalker was kind of a nerd when I was a kid. Like if you go back and watch Episode 4, he's like whiny.
Yeah, he's a
little baby.
Like,
I'm getting a power converted. He's like a baby, you know.
Uncle Ben.
But I liked it. But I felt like I had to defend him because his name was the same name as me. But I remember when I was a kid, people were like, "Oh no, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo's the cool one." I was like, Han with his stupid gun, lightsaber. Like I was always about the lightsaber.
I mean, having a gun is kind of lame.
Always have been, always will be. Team lightsaber instead of team blaster or whatever they call them.
I was thinking about that earlier today. Like I was talking about yesterday. I saw my friend.
I was thinking about lightsabers and blasters earlier today.
Well, I have been, but before that I was thinking about actual guns. My friend is moving somewhere where they don't like most places it's illegal to have guns, and he's like,
"Is it New York?"
It's California. He's like, "I'm moving. Like I need to have a gun for protection." I was like, "No, dude, you need a shield." Like guns can't stop bullets, but shields can and lightsabers can. Well,
what in the world would you need in LA to protect yourself? I'm trying to think of what's out there. People attack you in LA. Yeah, and there's some scary people in LA too. Or
there's donuts
not
everywhere.
LA, but California. Donuts. Yeah, there are donuts.
You gotta defend yourself against diabetes.
There's gangs too. Like the most dangerous gangs are in like LA. Or some of the most dangerous gangs. Yeah. No.
I mean, I went to LA once and I saw a dead body.
They fight with their hands. Yeah, you mentioned that before.
So it's like, it's dangerous.
Yeah. 1
out of 1 time. 100% of the times I've gone, someone died.
Therefore, we can conclude that every single time. Speaking of California, they might make it into 3 states.
I heard about that. That's weird.
It's like California is going to be like LA area, like that little middle part. And then Southern California is going to be from like that middle part outwards and down. And then from that middle line upwards is Northern California.
Interesting.
So it's kind of like, it's basically not even changing because everyone's like, where are you from? Southern California. Oh, okay. Well, that's a state now. Oh, yeah, really. It's like, where are you from? Southern California. What part? Los Angeles. Oh, that's not Southern California. That's just California.
I think I definitely don't. I don't know all the details. I don't know if it seems silly to me, but I think it's gonna be funny. Like all the old people are just gonna be like, "Well, now we have to add 2 more stars to the flag." Oh my gosh,
how many are there? Okay, here's a question. Here's a question that I always mix up. Isn't there actually? There's not 51 states. There's 50 states.
Correct.
Because I know, like when I was a kid, everyone used to tell me, "Well, actually, now there's Alaska and Hawaii, so there's 51 now." And like, no, I think there's actually 50.
Yeah, Alaska and Hawaii made 50.
Yeah, and so that's like this myth that goes around that there's, everyone says the 50 states, but there's actually 51. So this would just make there 52? 52.
Yeah, that would make it 52.
Just put a star in the middle of the flag.
I always thought people would be confused by like Puerto Rico. I was confused about Puerto Rico for a while. I was like, is Puerto Rico a state?
Yeah, what is Puerto Rico exactly?
It's a territory. Basically just like a
Guam.
Place that America owns. Yeah.
That's so weird. That's not a state.
That's it.
Like, Hawaii is considered a state?
It's like the redheaded stepchild.
Isn't Hawaii considered a state? It's literally an island.
Yeah, Hawaii is a state.
A state, though. I always think of a state like, I don't even know what the definition of a state is. Like an island is a state?
I mean,
don't know.
I don't think it has to do with island status. Maybe it has to do with like size. I don't know. Or just like function.
So why is Puerto Rico not a state?
Who knows?
Because it's Puerto Rico.
Yep.
I think, what was I going to say? I was going to mention something about, have you seen, so like, you know what flag I think is the coolest flag of all time?
No, I don't. But I'm out to.
The pirate flag. No, I'm just kidding. I think that the police flag is the coolest flag I've ever seen.
The police flag?
Have you not seen it?
Man, I'm sure I have. I'm going to look it up real quick.
It's literally an American flag where the stripes are black.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's that one blue stripe. Oh,
I thought that was just like a merch thing. I didn't think that was actually.
No, it's the policeman flag. It is
I
just think it is the coolest flag. I don't know why. Because it's so, I just love that blue stripe.
It's like a punk rock American flag.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it is the coolest flag ever. And then the fireman flag. The fireman flag is the same, but it's red. Like the stripe is
they
red.
Actually had like their own flags.
I know, but they're so awesome. Like I think they're so cool. I don't know why. I just think it's like it's like, oh, a black and white American flag. Okay. Oh, black American flag with blue stripes. Oh, but it was like that one little stripe with the white and black. Mm-hmm. Oh,
the red one definitely
so
super
cool.
Dope.
Yeah, and then them together, like the red and the blue. Mm-hmm. I love it. That's my favorite flag.
Pretty cool.
It's like, are you a policeman? No.
Just love this dope flag.
I just like the way it looks, man. It's like you could say you got a pirate flag. Why you got that? Just like the way it looks. I like the color.
That's sweet.
All right, so enough about flags. I just thought that was kind of interesting.
Speaking of the government, speaking of departments in our government, Donald Trump announced the new Department of our Defense.
We're gonna live Star Wars.
The Space Force. And I am actually super stoked about the Space Force.
It's like, it's like Space Force.
So
I do love it. Space Force.
I know, right? But like, it's not a stupid name because like Air Force, but it just sounds crazy because it's space. It's like usually you hear space stuff is like space sword, space gun. Like it's always like a joke name, like intentionally.
It's like, this is my space car. I think it's funny though, because you think about Air Force, it's just like, oh, Air Force. It's just one of those words you never think about, Air Force. But then when you really think about it, it's like the force of air.
Yeah, like it sounds normal when you say Air Force.
Planes. You call it plane force.
It's just the word space and the word force to sound weird together. So, during a meeting,
Super Star Wars, because it's Space Force.
Because there was Star Wars before.
Yoda uses the Space Force.
True. Didn't who was it like Ronald Reagan who like enacted Star Wars the first time?
Did
Like he actually called it Star Wars.
What do you mean? Like the movie? Or like he
No,
called?
like he called like their space stuff.
Oh,
Star Wars.
I don't know. I don't know.
Reagan. Yep.
Did Ronald?
The Strategic Defense Initiative was a proposed missile defense system intended to protect the United States from attack by ballistic strategic nuclear weapons. The concept was first announced publicly by President Ronald Reagan on the 23rd of March, 1983, and it was called Space Force. And I mean, it was called Star Wars. So, during a speech at the meeting of the National Space Council, I almost called him Pastor Trump. Donald Trump, he announced plans to protect American interests in space through monitoring commercial traffic and debris initiatives. He said would be great not only in terms of jobs and everything else, quote, but it is great for the psyche of our country. Minutes later, the president zeroed in on General Joseph F. Dunford Jr., the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and tasked him with the undertaking of creating another branch of the military. He was like, "Hey, if you would carry this assignment out, I'd be greatly honored." He actually said that. I saw it. And so yeah, he said he got it. So basically, we're starting a space force. But that really is just like that's all that's happened so far is we've decided to have a space force.
I just don't know what they do. It's just like the game Asteroids, but there's no reason for it. Like we're just
there's nothing.
Up, like just flying around shooting asteroids.
So here's the thing.
Yeah, I'm in Space Force. Like, why are you doing that?
I feel I know two things about it. Oh god, yeah. Space Force! Like, there's nothing attacking
Space
you.
Force!
They're just going out like blowing up like asteroids, like rocks for no reason. Just like flying around, like doing maneuvers. But here's the thing. So people are making fun of it, and it is a little bit silly right now. But when everyone else is a Space Force, and we had the first Space Force, we'll be glad we had the first Space Force. Like, I'm not even joking right now. It's kind of like people who invested in Apple, like when it wasn't anything. Like, oh, you're going to invest in a company named after a fruit? And it's like, yeah. Like,
oh, you're going to invest in apples? What are you, Johnny Appleseed? Like,
exactly. And I look at Apple now. Like, no one's going to be laughing in like 100 years when we have the strongest Space Force. And I know this sounds silly, but I mean, totally serious. It sounds goofy because it's called the Space Force. There's nothing in space to really defend ourselves against except for like natural disasters.
What do they say? The defense of, or what are we called? What is it we say of the free world? It's the leader. They say they call the president the leader of the
free world.
Free world. But think about how cool it would be to be like the leader of the free galaxy.
Exactly. Like, they're not gonna be laughing when we're like starting our new galactic empire.
And really, they see the Death Star and they're like, "Oh man, we should have." Can you imagine what it would have been like if we did that first?
See, like, I understand people memeing Donald Trump. He's crazy, but like, that's not a bad idea. It sounds silly. I
just think the name. If it was just like we're gonna upscale our infrastructure in space, you'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
what are you gonna call it?
Space Force. Like Space Force sounds like the name the president would say in that video game that Brent talked about last time. It was like a game where the president helped save the U.S.
Yeah.
A Japanese game.
Something Metal Justice or something.
Yeah, that sounds like something that the guy in that game would say.
But it's also like, what else would you call it? What else would you call it? Like
the
space
Star
military?
Force, the Rebellion, the Empire.
I mean, it's a good name. I love it. There's a really cool. Remember those guys?
I don't think that's even the official name. I think he just said Space Force.
It sounds like he wants to call it the Space Force.
Everyone wants to call it the Space Force.
He literally was like, "We're gonna call it the Space Force." At first I said that I was kind of joking, but then I thought, "Hey, it's actually a really good idea." Let me see if I can find the quote.
They're like, hey, I thought it was kind of a good idea. No, but the funny part about it though is that if anybody doesn't like the name Space Force, they're just not fun.
Yeah, for real.
Because I like that name because it's ridiculous.
I love it.
I'm trying to think of what it reminds me of. It reminds me of I don't know. It's like got that 80s feel to it.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like people should be wearing the One Space Odyssey helmets. You know, we're on the Space Force, and they got that little. They're like that little astronaut Lego guy.
That's like the logo.
Space Odyssey. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I've never seen that movie actually. A Space Odyssey. You know why? Because it's old and I don't feel like watching it, and nobody wants to watch it with me, so it's just never gonna happen. Where's this Lego guy? Lego astronaut. I want to show you exactly what I'm thinking of. This guy. This is Space Force Man. What? Come on. Okay, I can't just like drag and drop. I have to like take a picture of him. Sorry, those of you who are listening, this is really important. This is what I picture Space Force look like.
Yeah, it's a little like
a little
red Lego minifigure. Dude. Dang it, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so do you remember those guys from YouTube a long time ago? They did like the Songify This videos. Like they did the Bed Intruder song.
Literally everything.
Yeah, so they did one of Space
But
Force.
not that.
Awesome.
I don't remember that.
Oh man. Do you remember like the Double Rainbow song?
What do they do? They just do songs
and the
of
Bed Intruder song. It was like, he's climbing in your window, he's snatching your people up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those guys. They did one of Space Force. I didn't know they were still around. But like they did one and it's awesome. It's like, Space Force.
That's the one that is all over Facebook, and it's like, try to get this out of your head.
Yeah, that one. It's super catchy. And like the video they have.
I did not watch it yet.
They have all this hilarious. Yeah, you don't want to get stuck in your head.
No.
They had all this hilarious like clips. I think half of them were from Star Trek. The other was like some random TV shows, or they just went out and like produced a bunch of scenes.
Maybe they were from
no reason.
Space Force, Michael. Okay. Maybe they're already like maybe they already got X-wings built.
They already got propaganda made.
Sorry, they're already faking moon landings, dude. Okay, you know.
They've been making these videos.
Isn't that crazy? Like some people believe that. I mean, I don't. Here's the thing. I think some people should get some credit for being skeptical, because so many people are not skeptical at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everyone just is like, "Oh, well, no, this is the way it is," and it's like,
yeah.
How do you know? Well, because just look, dude, don't be silly. Everyone agrees on this. And it's like, how do you know though? Like, you know, that's like that whole flat Earth thing is nuts. Mm-hmm. But the only principle of it I can understand is, I think it is silly to just go, well, no, a bunch of scientists agree with this, so it must be true. And it's like, what do you mean a bunch of scientists? What scientists? How do you know?
Give me their names.
Papers? Like, yeah, like what's their names? What do they do? Where's this picture? How do you know it's a real picture? You know, and like I think they're ridiculous, because all the scientific stuff surrounding having a circular Earth and gravity and stuff, it just makes it all kind of fits together well. But I do kind of understand the don't just believe something just because someone told you that that's the way it is type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But they're kind of crazy too. So you know what they think? You know how they think gravity? So you know when you drop something, and it's funny, I can't believe, I give them props for coming up with this. If you drop something, it starts falling faster. Mm-hmm. So if the people that believe in a flat Earth believe that the Earth is constantly moving upwards, so when you let go of something, the world's actually hitting the thing that you let go of. And then it's like, well, wait. But why does it get faster as it falls? That doesn't make any sense. And their excuse is like, no. The world is continuously moving faster and faster all the time. So it's like it's speeding up. So like if you drop something, it speeds up and hits the Earth, or the Earth hits it.
So by now, a balloon should just like slam into the ground.
Yeah. And that, or it's like eventually the Earth's speed would be infinity.
Yeah, that's...
You know, it would just keep going faster and faster.
That's a good theory. My favorite moon landing theory is that they actually did hire a director to like record the moon landing, but he was such like a purist that he wanted to film like on location. So they just went to the moon and filmed it.
That is interesting. Because I mean, how would you know? How would you know it's real or not?
I have heard that. I think it's hilarious.
Like how would you know if it's real? Like if you looked at the tape, how would you determine whether or not that was fake or not?
I think people say that like you can see the flag like waving.
I mean, like that would be impossible to fake.
Well, that like the flag wouldn't wave on the moon because there's no atmosphere.
Oh, so that's why they think it's fake?
Yeah.
You don't think it's
like
fake?
One of the reasons. I wouldn't be surprised if it was fake, but I don't actively think it's fake.
You think like maybe the whole theory I think is that they faked it and then they actually went to the moon later, but they just faked it to like get the to beat the Russians.
I'm sure that by now we've gone to the moon.
Yeah.
But I'm not surprised if I ever find out that someone's lying. I always expect, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
I do wonder that about some things. I don't think, like in general, I think people, and I've said this on the podcast before, I think that people in general, okay, so if you think of like collectively everybody in the world, it's like there's a whole bunch of really, really stupid people. Like you'd be surprised at how stupid people can actually be. But on the flip side, you'd also be surprised at how smart people can be. Like how strategic and smart, like marketing wise, like my involvement with YouTube and realizing that so much of it is calculated. Like I'll give a video title, like I'll give a video a weird title and people are like, well, that was a stupid title. Why'd you give it that? And it's like, no, 100% for SEO reasons. I literally did that to trick you.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, it worked. Like, yeah, you watched the video, so there you go.
Like, what does like these random letters and the camera brand name mean? I must click on it.
Well, like some of those, like the old prank videos and stuff, those are all fake. And the thing is, a lot of people are like, well, why would they fake that? There's no reason to fake that. And it's like, well, why would they not fake it? It's so much easier to fake than to make it real. And like nobody knows. No one like made them testify like in a court of law that no, it's not fake. So, I mean, who says you have to tell the truth on the internet?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that stuff is interesting, and like all the marketing, like people are really smart. There's some really smart people out there.
I think so. That's something that I'm always struggling with, because like I think that I'm like an optimist that's just always disappointed, but I'm also really cynical. But I'm mainly cynical of like people in power and like Christians, which sounds terrible, because I am one. I'm not a person in power. I'm just a Christian. But like, I don't know. I'm always cynical. But then I also sometimes people will just try to like add a reason where there just isn't. Like, oh, they did this because of this, or like this character like had to do this because this had to happen. I'm like, maybe people just do things for random reasons. Like, there's tons of times I'll do something. And so I was like, why'd you do that?
I had
someone
talk about. So he sent a video to his brother, and it was like this: why weed should be illegal. That's what or reasons why weed should be illegal. That was the video. And in the video, they talk about some of the arguments and justify some of the arguments for why weed should be illegal. But they also sort of counter it. It's a pretty neutral video. They basically are like, here's why it could be considered a bad idea to make it legal. But here's our counter to this. This is why we think that it would be better to make it legal. It's like, here's the possibility, but here's the solution. Like, right? That's the video.
Yeah.
So my friend's brother is like very pro legalization of marijuana. And so he responds back like, I don't know if he's like, I don't know. I very much think it should be legal. So then my friend immediately is like, ha, see, Luke, I caught him. He didn't watch the video. So I caught him. So he's like, ha, you lied to me. And like, I immediately was like, oh, dude, like maybe he just like was just reiterating, well, I still think I just saying I think it should be legal. And he's like, no, he definitely didn't watch the video. I'm like, well, maybe he watched the video and didn't pay attention, You don't know that he's lying, like he's deliberately lying to you about not watching the video. Maybe he just wasn't paying attention.
But it's also one of those things
in your benefit of the doubt. Sorry. That's
in your friend's mind, it's like most people don't watch videos or like read articles that you post. So maybe he was just trying to see like, watch, this guy never watches anything I send him. Watch, I'm going to send him this video. He won't even watch it. So in your friend's mind, he already was waiting for him to not watch it.
Right.
He's like, ha!
Yeah.
Got him!
Benefit of the doubt. Slamming.
Slamming.
But the point is that, I'm the same way where people are telling me a story. Like I had someone telling me a story about someone who hit her car and then drove off. And she was like, but we got a picture of her. Maybe I should just post her on the internet and let people shame her. Like, I'm so against that just in general.
Yeah, super mean.
I think that's a horrible thing to do because people could just lie.
Yeah.
I could just take a picture of you and just post it on the internet and be like, this guy killed all my puppies and burned my house down, so make him famous. Like I could just lie. Yeah. And people are like, yeah, but why would someone lie? Well, they could because they can,
Yeah.
But basically, let me go back. So basically, she said she's like, oh, she hit my car and then drove off, hit and run. She knew, and I was like, I mean, she's old. Maybe she didn't know. She might have thought she hit a pole, and then she was like, no, she definitely knew. Like, how do you know she knew? Like, you don't know this. Like, it might have been an accident.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. People, I don't know. I feel like people always, they attribute too much to people and then too little at the same time. Like, oh, they definitely were trying to, like, be a jerk. Like, they hate me. They
thought
blah, blah, blah.
through this entire plan, the whole conversation we've had the last 6 months, and it's all led up to trick me. You know, and you're like, oh, man.
They didn't give me a fork because they thought I was fat. So they intentionally left the extra fork at the, like, fork station.
They thought I was so fat that I'd eat with 2 hands. So they strategically laid this fork under this napkin so that I would see it when I go to wipe my mouth. It's like, oh, man, okay. That is
exactly. But then
how
it's like,
long do you think they spent planning this out? It's like for years, just planning.
They were waiting for this moment. But then there's stuff. It's like, yeah, I think the government's like hiding stuff from us. No, they're not hiding. Why would the government hide things from us? Come on, like it's the same people who do both of those things. I'm like, not everyone's evil, but they are evil. Like you gotta know people are evil, and
really,
not everyone's evil.
It's like the individuals that I know are capable of extreme darkness. You know the government's pretty. They can do it. No, they're all good people.
They have all this money to give us all this free stuff, dude. It's gonna be awesome. There's no.
Well, no,
problems.
I think the thing I think about the government just in general is I do look at the things that the government does in general, like the things that they run. Like look at the DMV, and it's like you think they're like that organized, like they're like this giant conspiracy. I don't know. I'm like, I do not. I think that. I tend to like smaller government just because I just think the government can't do anything very well. And so, like, why give them more things to handle? Because, like, nobody likes the post office. Nobody likes the DMV. Nobody likes, like, getting in trouble with the law and having to go to court. Like, all these things that take forever and it's all red tape. And so when people are like, hey, let's make more of this. It's just like, I don't want this. Is there another? There's got to be another way.
You know that one organization that sucks at running everything? Let's let them run everything. It's going to be sweet.
Make them king of everything. I don't know. I think that, like, I don't know. I just don't think people are that strategic. I think that things happen that connect where you're like, well, these people believe this, and then that kind of led to this happening. And now they're doing this vicious cycle and it's messing everything up. But I don't think it's like, they planned this from the beginning, you know?
Yeah.
They wanted to release this movie to influence the people, to make them vote this way. And it's like, oh man, you really think they're that smart? There's no way. I couldn't. Oh, it's like, it's too hard to think of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, that's where I get conflicted because I do think that what you just said is totally plausible. Like, why not? But it's also like, yes.
I don't think it's impossible. I just don't think it's that likely. Like it's like
I think both are just as ridiculous and just as likely.
When people are like, I'm trying to think of a good actual example. Oh, like 9/11. When people talk about that, and it's like,
yeah,
you think they faked it? Now I don't know. There might be some arguments in there. I don't discredit too many people, but it's like I just don't know. I just can't see that like staging that. I don't know. It's just like the amount of work it would take and effort and like planning and money and the casualties and all these things to it. And it's like
some things are just too
all
far
of that for I don't know. It just seems like a very elaborate, crazy way to push something forwards.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Like that could be. I've heard some theories about how like the building didn't like collapse in a way a building would if it was hit by a plane.
Well, the thing I've heard a story where this woman was a civil engineer, so she learned how to build buildings, and they looked at that as a way to they kind of analyzed it to be like, is this how the building would actually fall? And that woman was at a dinner with somebody, and the person was like, dude, it was all fake. They said it was like a building wouldn't collapse that way. And she was like, who's they? And the guy was like, the people that are experts about the way buildings would fall. And she's like, no, you don't get it. I am they. She's like, I'm a civil engineer. I am them, the people you're talking about, you know? And so I do see that kind of aspect of it where I'm like, I don't know. Conspiracy theories are weird because you can't really disprove them usually.
Yeah.
But you have to kind of use instincts, and it's like it's hard to convince someone if you can't necessarily disprove them. Because if everyone's in on it,
yeah, then there's no way.
Well,
But
how
some
can you
theories are
prove
just
it?
fun. Some theories are just fun, I think. Like, I really like simulation theory. It's just interesting.
yeah,
It's probably not real, hopefully. But it might be real.
it might be in the
You know?
Matrix.
And there might
Yeah.
be several of us that might not be, you might not be a computer program. You and I might both be real people.
Mhm.
And everyone else is fake. Or, like, most people are real and there's just, like, fake, like, non-playable characters running around. You know, it could be anything.
Mhm.
Like, who knows?
Yeah, that one I do think some conspiracies are kind of interesting when you hear the.
I do have an experience with the like simulation theory. So one time I was walking to I was going to dinner at this restaurant to say goodbye to one of my friends. It was like a going away party. And I got out of my car, started walking towards the door. I walked like 5 steps from my car. And this couple came out of the door like holding hands and laughing. The girl was like wearing like a Rolling Stones shirt with like the tongue out and like a jacket.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed her shirt. It was like, oh, like it was like a crazy like colored shirt. And the guy was wearing like a navy blue shirt. And they're holding hands like, ah ha ha ha, laughing. And I'm like, oh, I forgot my wallet. So I turn around, open my car door, get my wallet out, get back out. That whole thing took like maybe 15 seconds. I walk back. They're walking out the door again, holding hands and laughing. Ha 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 ha.
Oh.
Either there's another couple that looks exactly the same to me, or I like experienced a glitch where I walked up. I was like, oh, I gotta do something. And then they just like replayed the scene. We gotta press play again. He's not looking. And then, because by the time I got my wallet, they would have been like past me or just like not. They wouldn't have been close enough to like.
Or it
go
was
back
just
to
like
fast.
maybe it was just a club. Like it was a whole bunch of Rolling Stones fans that all
A
get
whole bunch of
together
Rolling
and hang
Stones
out.
fans. But only like a bunch of girls who love Rolling Stones. The guys are just like who love navy blue T-shirts.
It's a females only party. Like only females allowed to wear the Rolling Stones shirt.
That could have been it. That
That's
definitely
pretty
could have
funny
been it.
though.
Yeah,
Just
so that
like,
was crazy.
So how did you know you were in the Matrix?
Well,
The Rolling
girl
Stones.
was wearing a Rolling Stones shirt.
I saw
Twice.
a tongue on someone's shirt. That's
Basically.
awesome. All right. Well, let's wrap up this episode. This hodgepodge, crazy Space Force of an episode.
Space Force.
So,
Oh, no
Michael,
one died.
my
That's progress.
only guest, because everyone else died. Oh no! It ended on death. Oh no! Do you have anything to plug?
Yeah, just follow me on Instagram, Michael Dimas, MykolDimas, and all the stuff I do is on there. I'm tired of making empty promises about YouTube channels. I will post a YouTube
you gotta
video
post
at some point.
You were.
It's halfway done.
That's right, Michael. I've done like 15 videos.
Well, the main thing that's keeping me from it right now is like I really need to make like a workspace. I need to like clean my room, which sounds really juvenile, but that's really it. I just gotta
Clean your
organize my
room
and
now.
get a desk and
Do it
make some
tonight.
shelves.
Clean
Do
your
some
room
stuff.
tonight.
I actually thought about doing that tonight.
Do it. Do it. Clean your room. It's good. It's a good thing for you to do.
It is.
Yeah, you owe us that video, boy.
I do.
Okay. I've done a bunch of
Ain't your
videos.
boy.
Speaking of bunches of videos, my vlog channel is doing quite well, actually. I've released 4 of the Jordan Peterson vlogs, and there's one last one coming out, and everybody loves them.
I watched
Everyone
all the ones so
really
far, I
likes
think.
this new narration style that I've been doing.
Yeah, it was good. I've watched the last, at least a couple of the last few that have come out. I watched
Yeah.
the
Which
One
one
you
did you watch?
one you're hoping to find the protesters. Another one of that
yeah.
storyline. I watched.
Yeah, that like, but people really
movie one.
are liking the. I'm doing kind of a more narration thing, kind of swapping in and out of the story, and people are really. It's more engaging, I think, and so people have been saying a lot of positive things about it. Which means, if you want to watch a video that a lot of people have been saying a lot of positive things about, maybe you should check out my vlog channel, Luke Roxwell Vlogs, on YouTube and watch.
Hey, you know
those.
who makes good videos? Me. So go watch them.
Hey, I know a guy who makes really good videos. His name is me. Check out those episodes.
Yep.
I've been doing 3 vlogs a week, and it's killing me. I don't have any free time anymore, but I think it's good for me to get this done and work on this. Actually, after the Jordan Peterson vlogs is the podcast. Like I've caught up almost all the way at this point, so that's good. That's one of the goals of doing this many episodes back to back. So
Yeah.
Okay.
When's the podcast episode coming out?
I think soon. Yeah, because it's coming up. So anyway. Okay.
When's it coming out? It is.
It's soon. It's after the Jordan Peterson. I just said it was after the Jordan Peterson vlog. So let's wrap this up. So thanks for listening, everybody. Cool. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review on. Oh, I forgot to say that at the beginning.
Well,
dang it! Now nobody's gonna leave a review.
Well, now they know they like it, so now they'll remember because it's fresh in their minds.
It's like nobody ever reviews it anyway. It's like, no, I broke the system that doesn't work anyway.
Maybe doing it at the end will be better because now they're like, oh, I liked this. And then
hey, look at how much emphasis we put on doing a review, guys. You see how important this is to us?
It means a lot to us.
Consider giving us 5 stars on whatever you're listening to this.
At least go and just read all the funny reviews that came before you. And if there are none, then go write some.
Yes, that would be awesome. We would just like it because I really want to be able to show these gentlemen some reviews because it's always encouraging to hear from people. So anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Go listen to our other episodes if you want to support us in another way that's not leaving a review. That'd be awesome. So thanks everyone. And
outro music.